Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. And for this reading, I am using the Tarot of the Dream Enchantress. So I'm going to draw one card for each section of the week with the intention that it will give us some insight and guidance into how we can best make use of the unique energies and opportunities of this week. Okay, so the first card represents Monday and Tuesday of the upcoming week, and we have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands can come up if we are going to be receiving news about something or some kind of communication, like you might be about to receive an important letter or some kind of important news that's going to be kind of changing things. And it can also symbolize, you know, it's funny, now that I'm talking about this, I think we had the Page of Wands last week, or actually it was the Princess of Wands. So that's interesting. This energy is still with us, but I'm going to interpret it differently because I'm using a different deck, so different things pop up for me. But you know what? I think I'm going to come back to this one. I want to look at the other cards first. So we've got the middle of the week, which is Wednesday and Thursday. And here we have the World. So now I'm thinking that this Page of Wands card can actually symbolize some kind of communication regarding travel or a trip. That's what the World, or sorry, it's not the World card I'm looking at, it's the Wheel of Fortune. I always get thrown with the Roman numerals. But nevertheless, this card is about, the center card is about journey and voyage, and the idea or the belief that you are the master of your own ship. You're the sailor, you know, of your destiny. And you do have a lot of control over, you know, where you go and what kinds of things you do. I feel like this card is a reminder to us that we don't have full, total control of the world or our lives. You know, obviously events happen that are outside of our control, and things get thrown at us, and, you know, we find ourselves in circumstances that we, you know, maybe didn't anticipate. And that's all part of it. And I feel like this card is a real message that living a really empowered, rewarding life is about balancing that reality that, you know, we don't have control over everything with the reality that even though we don't have total control of things, we are the master of our own ship. So there's, you know, if you're a sailor, there's going to be storms and whatever that aren't within our control, but we're still driving the ship. And so we still have an enormous amount of influence on how we deal with things, how we handle things, and it's up to us to decide where we want to go and how we're going to get there and how long it's going to take and all that fun stuff. So I feel like this card is about independence and being, you know, empowered and sovereign, and at the same time being able to approach life with sort of more of a laid-back attitude. You know, knowing that yes, I create my reality, but you know, not everything is within my control. Okay, so moving on to the end of the week, so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we've got the Knight of Coins. Wow, we've got two court cards here. So the Knight of Coins, again, I feel like all the knights are about travel. They often can symbolize travel and moving forward. And when we look at these cards laid out, you will notice that all the figures, which I think they're all women, they're all facing in the same direction. They're all facing in what I would call kind of a forward-moving direction. Now, the Knight of Coins is, well, out of all the knights, he's the slowest knight. So he can sometimes signify not moving forward quickly enough. But with this card, I don't get that sense. I feel like there is movement. It's just maybe a little bit slower than you'd anticipated, but you're still going in the right direction. So I feel like this is a message to everyone out there who feels like they know where they want to go and they know what's important to them and everything, but they're just not getting there fast enough, or it might feel like it's taking forever. And part of that could be that you are a cautious person and too much change too soon doesn't feel good for you. So in some ways you're kind of holding back your own progress in a way, in that you'd prefer, on some kind of subconscious level, you'd prefer to actually move forward slowly, because then you can sort of get your bearings straight and you know, be clear on what direction you're going, and you can feel really confident and comfortable, because sudden changes are not comfortable. So that's just kind of something to keep in mind. And it's not right or wrong that if you're moving slower, it's not anything about that, but sometimes we might just feel really frustrated that things aren't happening as fast as we want. And if we're really honest with ourselves, it's because on some level it feels safe to move at a slower pace, which makes sense, I think, for a lot of us. So just stepping back and looking at all these cards together, I feel like the message is very strong that you're on a journey, and each day is another step in that journey. And I think if you can just look at life with that perspective, it's going to really shift things within you, and it's going to make you approach life differently in a way that actually feels kind of a little more lighthearted and a little more fun. So there's no need this week to be super serious about things, especially when it comes to making plans and, you know, maybe finding your life's purpose, or feeling like you're doing the right thing and taking the right steps, or progressing spiritually. I think all that stuff can make us kind of serious. And I feel like this week is about being very lighthearted. I say that because I'm looking at the Page of Wands, who's really kind of leaping. She has a lot of energy, and she's going downhill, which to me symbolizes easiness and no effort, you know, running downhill, even though running downhill is actually really hard on your knees. But that feeling of, you know, it's all down here from here, you know, it's not, there doesn't have to be that struggle and striving that you might have experienced or have been experiencing lately. And then again with the Ten or the Wheel of Fortune, we have the woman that in that card seems pretty relaxed, pretty calm, pretty cool. And then with the Knight of Pentacles, I feel again that this little nymphy fairy chick on that bug, she's very, again, very free. I mean, well, she's not wearing a shirt, so which makes me think that she's, you know, pretty laid back, pretty relaxed, just, you know, letting it all hang out. So I feel like this week is about kind of lightening up, letting go of some of our self-judgments and hang-ups and expectations that we may have been kind of holding on to for the last little while, and just really having fun with life and the process, and how, you know, each day is another step on the journey. Each day is another kind of mini adventure. And just you could even like make an affirmation for yourself, like every day is a mini adventure, and just see how that changes how you approach life, and you know, what kinds of doors open up for you in your life when you have that thought in your head that each day is like a mini adventure. I'm actually going to write that. I really like, I'm going to take my own advice this week. I really like the sound of that. I don't know where I came up with that, but I think I'm going to write that down, and I'm going to try that and see what doors open for me and see how that feels. Okay, so once again, please feel free to add your own insights and interpretations in the comments. And have a beautiful, beautiful week. Thank you so much for listening to my reading. And my name is Kate, and you can find out more about me and about learning tarot card reading on my website, dailytarotgirl.com.